Hi Benicio, I'm a great fan and I have a question for you. How did you come up with the movie Che? I'm a little curious.
And or just a movie about. So I think when the practical terms was when Steven came in, just around that time, the idea evolved into just telling the last year of his life, and then from there it moved on. But I think what moved me is just what movies are made of, the way his story, the journey that it would take us, going through all kinds of countries. But the practical thing was when Steven said that he would be interested, and that he believed in telling the story about Che. And that was a big motivator that pushed us over the edge to go ahead and do it. We didn't know much about Che. I mean, I knew a little bit, but very little.
I understand, Benicio, that this was a very physical role. A lot of people ask me and Karlov, how come our hair keeps changing? We lose weight, we gain weight. Can you give us a little feedback on what the physicality of the role meant for you?
With this one, he did shave his head, and I actually met the guy who did it, so, yeah, we had to do it. I don't think a ball cap could do it, but who knows? And then losing the weight, well, I took advantage of it. It's good to, you had to take this movie. This movie was like very physical, and you had to. It did help survive it. The fact that I had got up in the morning, I went running, and watch what I ate, and went running again at night. So it did help. So I took advantage of it. And do I look for characters like that? No, I don't. I wish they were all, lying down in a beach house in Mexico. But that's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's great, great. I also have a question about your natural acting ability. How do you not get nervous in front of the camera, although acting classes are worst? But how are you so good on camera? Is what we want to know. Yes, Benicio.
Well, I listen to music, and I like to listen to music. Music relaxes me. One thing that relaxes me too is having an idea of what I'm going to do, which means doing the homework before. I don't want to show up on the set and make a decision on the set. Unless the movie's going really slow and it's a different kind of movie. But this movie, for example, there was no time to sit down and go like, well, I could play this way, I could do that. So making a decision earlier and having the decision made, whether it's a good one or a bad one, doesn't. You hope that you've made the right one, but one thing that helps is making a decision. That, okay, I'm going to have an idea. I'm going to try to get to that. Rarely do I get to that place, but trying to get that idea, that finishing that decision, and thinking about it before, it kind of like relaxes me. Music, what else? Also, having Steven with the camera, he's the photographer of the movie. He's one of the DPs, but he's the main DP. There were other cameras too, cameramen involved in the film. But having the director just like right there, it's great for do the eye contact with my director over here. And, just being able to. Was that okay? I think that allows, especially with Steven, to be relaxed. The other thing is, don't show it. Just don't show it, because it ripples, and then everybody becomes nervous, and then I don't know. It's just like there's, if I get nervous, I just like, if I'm doubting something about the director, or about myself, take it outside. Don't bring it up. I don't know. I think it might help a little bit too to just keep everything around you relaxed. Because I'm probably a reflection of what's going around me too.
Now, Benicio, people talk about my accent, and I noticed you did a great accent. Can you explain a little bit about where Che Guevara's accent comes from? If you can.
I did work on an accent. My Spanish is not that, but Che didn't have an Argentine accent. Even though he was from Argentina, by the time the movie gets picked up, he had lived in Guatemala, Mexico, and been surrounded by Cubans. And the early recordings that I got of Che, there's not that many of his early recordings. He made a very strong effort to sound as middle ground of Spanish so that he could be understood, especially with the peasantry. There is a really funny story where he had an other Argentine came to interview him. And Argentines used the word ciao way before everyone started using that word. They used that word as hello or goodbye, like Italians do. And an Argentine came to interview him. And as they said goodbye to each other, they said ciao. All the Cubans that were around started laughing and started going, ciao, ciao, ciao. Which, and I understand a little bit of that as growing up in Puerto Rico and hearing different accents from different parts of South America, the way it would sound to a Caribbean. So his accent was not porteño, typical Argentinian with a ja. His accent, he worked very hard to keep it in a neutral Spanish. And I worked very hard to get there. Did I get there? I don't know.
Thank you very much. Now, when will the movie be airing here? That's what we want to know. Well, Los Angeles as well as New York.
Well, I think that it's going to be released as one, I think you saw both parts today, right. So thank you for staying. A couple here missing, but what are they? I think that on December 12th is coming out in LA and New York as one for about a week or two, as one, the 4.5-hour version, and then in January I think it comes out as one movie, the Argentine first, and I think in February it will come out in the Guerrilla, the second part. Yeah. Just like you saw them today, but they're,